Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Evil Within Akumu difficulty, no upgrades, no keys video walkthrough. This is the second part of chapter 15. This is the crazy mercenaries-esque gauntlet of enemies. So this is one of my favourite parts of the game, because it reminds me of mercenaries, and anybody who was good at Resident Evil 4 mercenaries will probably have not much of an issue with this level, or this part I should say. The only difficulty you're going to have is ammo. It's always ammo, and the guys with guns, because zombies with guns is a terrible idea, Mr. Mikami. When will you learn? Everything else is fine, because this level is designed in such a way that you have the advantage, and whenever you have the advantage, you win. Oh my goodness, that was interesting. I'm so glad that she wasn't wearing her contact lenses. The reason you have the advantage here is mobility. The AI, even though they are faster than you on a sprint and on a straight, they cannot pathfind like a human can. They cannot do the things you do as well as you do it. And that is something you need to take full solace in here, because climbing ladders, jumping off of the edges like I'm doing there with the Zelda jump, is the stuff that's going to keep you alive. Kiting enemies towards you, getting them all in a big pile and using your matches intelligently is going to help you out here. And isolating the people with the guns and killing them first is definitely what needs to be done. And of course, always getting the hell out of dodge, always putting them on the back foot and making them come to you is clever too. There is one checkpoint here, and it's beautifully placed, because it's 2 spawns, checkpoint, 2 spawns. And there is nothing wrong with this area as far as challenge. The first spawn comes from where you just saw then. I'll tell a lie, there's 3 spawns, sorry, on this beginning part. The first spawn is the people that come off of there. If you shoot a few of them, it's going to spawn the next set of enemies, which is the people with the guns that came from the opposite side. When you kill all of the people that are now here, it'll spawn the Ruvik clone and a handful of dudes with him. Once you kill those dudes, it's the end of this entire first wave and you'll get a checkpoint, and then the second wave begins. First wave, the only trouble I had here was the fact I didn't have a Magnum round, so I didn't know what I was going to do against the Ruvik guy. Turns out he can be frozen, and I didn't know that, and that's exactly what I do against him. But intelligent play here generally means kind of slow play, unless you've got some crazy bottleneck, speedrunning, murder, multi-kill strategies. Oh, and if you've got a lot of ammo. The only thing to really be conscious of on this level is your bullets. At this point, you have to know that there's a Sadist coming. I did, and I was worried, and I was right to be worried, because it's a mess. It's an utter mess. And when you analyse it, it's not this room's fault. This room comes equipped with enough bullets to at least resupply you. But the enemies, because they hardly drop anything except for green goo, they don't replenish you as well as perhaps they should do. And if you came in here with no ammunition, you're in for a fight. You're in for a tooth and nail scrap of epic proportions. And the strategy that really works, which is what I probably should be using here, because this is the last person, is when they climb ladders, the enemies are completely vulnerable until the moment they get off them and they recover. What you can do is you can kick them on the ladder, or you can hit them. And of course the melee doesn't do the most damage, but it's a free hit. And once you've kicked them, if you drop down, they have to climb the ladder again. And you can climb the opposite ladder, and you can essentially loop them. You can keep kicking them in the face, dropping off, and then exploiting the fact that the AI will chase you up and down ladders all day like the bloody Chuckle Brothers. And this is the spawn that the Ruvik guy turns up on. If you aim where I'm aimed at, you'll be able to freeze him. If you've upgraded your freeze round, you'll be able to freeze everybody. So just wait for the vignette, and then hit him. And that's the end of him. So the only thing left to do now is to kill the stragglers. And it's pretty simple, actually. But I'm saying that because I've spent, at this point, like 18 hours suffering through the game. You know, if you've done the things I've done by this point, this is going to be fun. Because you're in full control, there is nothing bullshit here, the checkpoints are good, and you actually have an advantage. I just think that perhaps this sequence could have been slightly different. Because the room that follows this, I think, is one of the most intelligent combat puzzles in the game. And It generally resolves to you shooting 2 pieces of dynamite, but to do it, it's quite tricky unless you have a sniper rifle. Yet this room here is literally just the bludgeoning hand meets brick meets face. Like, how amazing was that, by the way? Was that not the most amazing thing? Oh, that cheered me up, it truly did. Use this moment now to reload all your weapons and just get ready for the next spawn. The next spawn is... it's pretty simple, actually. And what we're going to do is we're going to lure everything over here. We're going to try and knock them over. Oh, sorry, it's not the next spawn. There's a fat guy. You see him? And we've got him stuck. So I'm going to take his head. So there we go. There's your checkpoint. And now it is the next sequence. So, of course I died, because how can you not die sometimes? But that's where the checkpoint is. It spawns you in the middle. First thing I'm going to do is have a look at my resources. They're a little thin, and anyone who has a familiarity with this game knows that the next fight is the double boxmen, and there is no ammo room in between. So the ammo you take away from these 2 excursions here is the ammo you take into the final fight, and it's kind of tragic. I'm standing here because the 3 fat guys are going to fall from there. What I should have done, perhaps, is stand under it and shoot the first guy and set him on fire, and the others will land on him and perhaps set on fire. But instead, I lure them here, and then I shoot them. And it works a treat every time. The spawn is as follows. The people on my left just then, and then these people here. The people on the left do have some guns in their midst, so be aware of it. And once you kill these 3 fat guys, the next 2 people you kill will trigger the spawn of the Sadist. So you can either headshot a few people quickly and then exploit the fact that the rocket launcher will kill them as well, or you can just wait and kind of bottleneck them like I'm going to attempt to do. Because the good news is, when the Sadist turns up, you can then lure them all towards the ladder, and as they climb the ladder, he'll shoot rockets and the rockets will kill them. So that's exactly what I'm positioning myself to do, it seems. I'm moving over here, and I'm going to get them all bottlenecked towards this ladder, so when I kill them, the rocket launcher guy is going to help me out. Yeah. So I'm going to blow some people up, it seems. But I don't want to waste my shot. As easy as it is to do. Or maybe not. What am I doing? I'm just running around, it seems. But it's cool. It's a lot of fun. The aesthetic design here is kind of nasty, though. So here is a guy with a scythe of some sorts, and here are some of his friends. The guy with the crossbow is the dangerous one. See what I mean, though? We are so powerful in this room, it's great. Look at that, no shotgun rounds. 1 explosive round. Come on, Chris, just put an explosive round in their midst and climb up that ladder, and then let him do the rest, and then we can get to the funny part, which takes far too long. And I'm going to speed it up, guys. I'm going to show you the circuit, and then I'm going to speed it up because it's stupid. So still need to kill these people. I could have been more efficient here, as you can see. I'm playing it very safe, but this is a walkthrough, and the safer you play it, the more effective you generally are. So, guy with a knife, girl with a knife, girl with a knife. I think they're all girls with knives. See, look at that. If I had a shotgun shell then, that'd have been beautiful. But that's just not how it works when you have no bullets. But I'm showing you here a really good circuit. Do you see that there? There's a torch that's got flame on it. And I try and pick it up there, but it doesn't work. And I'm super paranoid that one of these people are going to throw something at me, even though they don't have hatchets to throw. So it was a fear that wasn't warranted. Am I going to finally do this? Come on, Chris. Kill somebody, please. You already know you can run this room safely. Oh, he's just fallen. Here we go. Interesting. Did that kill him, the fall? So, now they're all on the ladder. This guy's going to fire at the ladder, and it's going to kill them. And you're going to see it, because it's going to be a massive spray of body parts. There you go. And he's going to do a lot of the work for us. I would prefer this fight if he was there at the start, because you could use this to kill everybody, and it'd be really cool. But instead, you have this moment, and you're going to see an epic choke here. Because I know he can't hit me in certain places. The first one is over here, the second one is over the other side, adjacent to where I'm stood. And I couldn't remember just how safe I was when it came to me shooting him. So I try and hit him with... Well, I tell a lie. I try and aim at him with a frostbolt, and I panic. And instead of letting go of left trigger first, I let go of right trigger first, and I waste a bolt. It's so stupid, but it's not the end of the world. It's just really bad play. So I can't see him for the eyeballs, which means he can't see me for the eyeballs, which is a good thing. If you're ever having trouble with the crossbow, by the way, where it doesn't fire... That was it. That was me trying to let go, but because my brain is in like super high functioning mode, I'm just panicking. Which is silly, because this bit's really easy. But I wasted it, and there's nothing I can do except for retry, and I didn't want to, because at the time it felt really important to stay alive. But the crossbow works this way. If you let go of right trigger before left trigger, it will fire. If you let go of left trigger before right trigger, it will not fire. If you're like me, and you kind of have this muscle memory of letting go of both of them, kind of at the same time, you'll run into instances where the crossbow doesn't fire. And it feels like it's an input fail, but it's not. It's just the way it's designed to work. For some reason, firing without aiming on this game does exist, but it's super fucking broken, and it's not worthwhile doing it at all. So here is the freeze bolt. I honestly don't know why I did that. I must have forgotten that you can't kill him with it. I assumed it would kill him, and it doesn't. But instead it allows me to get two headshots on him, which... it's about as powerful as an attack I can do right now, because I just don't have the ammo. And as you can see, I have nothing. I have flash bolts, and I have pistol rounds. So let's just see how much this guy takes. 2 headshots from an unupgraded sniper rifle to the face, and a frostbolt, which must do damage, because it breaks people, so it has to have some residual damage on it. Something worth noting too, the Sadist gets faster the more damage you do to him. When he's close to death, he's going to run very quickly. When he runs very quickly, he's very dangerous, but the one area he's weak on is mantling. You're good at mantling, and that's the advantage you need to take. So use the geometry to your advantage, and take advantage of his inability to do so. Watch this bullshit too. This is unfair, this. I stun him, and then I pick up the torch. That should have killed him. It doesn't even detect him. And I don't even get to stab him, so it's a waste of the fucking flashbolt. And I think it's a waste of the melee item as well. I reckon if I'd have hit him with that, it might have killed him. But I think, for some reason, because I stunned him, he was in a state where, for whatever reason, those melee instant kill moves just don't register. And I disagree so heavily with that, and I don't... It's never happened in this game, ever, except for at that moment, because I assume I've never tried that particular sequence of attacks, but it doesn't work, and you need to be aware of it, because you're going to get robbed like I just did. Lesson learned though, folks. Learn from my mistakes. For whatever reason, stunned enemies, or stunned sadists, do not take damage from melee weapons during the stunned animation. This guy's looking real fast at this point. What a waste as well, it's really sad. But I'm currently thinking, how do I do this? Because it's looking dire at this point, and do you see how fast he is? This guy's really got quicker, so it tells you that he must be close to death. So I'm going to wait for him to climb up, I'm going to put some bullets in his face, and I'm going to drop down. And this is kind of the inception of the idea of exploiting the ladders. I don't quite go to it just yet, but I go to it later, because he gets a little bit too fast for my liking on the straights. So I'm going to do the canned animation, which does not do enough damage to this creature. Why doesn't he put it through his jaw? I understand he's wearing that kind of Hannibal Lecter metal mask thing, but surely you can stab underneath it. Yeah, it's kind of dire. And I'm wasting these trap parts on flashbolts that I didn't need to do because of the strategy that I was doing here. But there's a permanence to this walkthrough that I enjoyed. I committed to my mistakes, I committed to my strategies, and I didn't go back on them. I didn't reload, I didn't restart chapters and try and do them better or anything. I committed to the challenge that I set myself out to do, and I overcame it, which I'm hoping is going to be the best tool I have in my arsenal to help people get through the game. Because there's no way you can have as little as I have at this point. There just isn't. Unless you know, you've been making the same mistakes as me. So it has to inspire folks who are having issue that it can be done. As I get some trap parts, and look how close this dude is. Like, he's really fucking close. You can so hear him. See what I mean? He's already mantling. That's how close he is right now. And this is the point where I realise I can't run around this room anymore. He's too fast. I'm going to use the ladders. And I should have done this earlier because I could have saved all the ammo I've already wasted. And it would have made the next fight even more simple. But I didn't, you know, guys. And that's the joy of it. Retrospect is a powerful tool. But this is the final hit of everything I can do to him, and then we have to melee. So I thought this would kill him. I truly thought it would. Does anybody think at this point there's a good reason for this guy to still be alive? Because it's getting pretty dire. Oh, interesting, I'm still running around the room. I haven't learnt my lesson of just how fast he was then. I think I'm looking for ammo. I think I'm at that point of desperation where I need something, anything. Because I've got nothing. I literally do not have a bullet to my name. So here he comes. I wonder if the different weapons that you hold have any relationship to the damage that you deal when you melee, or if it's just one set value. Of course the knuckle dusters do more, but I don't have them. But this is truly it. This is that point of no return where I think I put this one on because it does a directional one. It does a vertical strike instead of a horizontal one, so I thought I'd be safe, and that's when I kicked him. So when that happened, a little light bulb went on my head. I was like, hang on a second, I just got a free hit, I wasn't in danger, and this guy's going to keep following me up these ladders. There might be something to this. And alas, that is exactly what follows. So at this point I'm going to speed it up, guys, because this is the strategy. You'll understand it when you see it. You can do this feasibly from the moment it's just you and him and the chainsaw, and this will save you ammo. It's kind of slow though, but it will guarantee that you save your ammo for the next encounter. But it's literally this, you know, Laurel and Hardy him on the ladders, on yeah. Get a melee hit on him, drop down, lower him down, go back up, melee hit, get down, and then repeat. And it will work, that's the insane point. It's just, it takes forever, and I've already wasted so much ammo. Like, and there he goes. That is the end of the video, guys. I will see you in part 3. And hopefully the video helps. So thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.